We're going to go with Jonathan Taylor, who's the doll face of fantasy football. Doll face is actually an LOL doll. So don't listen. Here's my thing. He's scored close to 30 fantasy points per game over the last 7 weeks. That's the most in the NFL. 19 touchdowns over his last 11 games. He is the most automatic player not named Cooper Kupp in all of fantasy football, so he's going to spoil you rotten.
All right, Florio, I know that was probably going to be your guy. I know how much you love Jonathan Taylor. So who's
Dollface?
Yeah, right. Who's spoiling folks rotten this weekend?
Yeah, Rank beat me to the homework. He beat me to Dollface. But luckily, I have a couple of teams with both of these players on it. So he said the only one more automatic than Jonathan Taylor's Cooper Kupp. Give me Cooper Kupp. He is on pace for the most fantasy points by a wide receiver in NFL history. He has over 20 fantasy points in 11 games, and the Vikings are by far the best matchup for wide receivers. All of my Cooper Kupp teams were on bye last week. He might have knocked me out of the playoffs in a couple of places, but I need you now, Cooper Kupp, with the help of Jonathan Taylor. Help me out.
I'm sorry, I'm just hearing this music and I'm imagining...
I was just setting a lineup, sorry.
I'm imagining Kevin McAllister dancing around with a bunch of mannequins on pulleys and that sort of thing. Anyway, for me, I was worried that my fantasy gifts were going to be stuck on a ship in shipping containers outside of San Pedro, but it looks like the obstacles have been lifted and James Robinson is going to be here. Last week, we saw him get a whole bunch of opportunities as they really trying to go back to who is their best offensive player there in Jacksonville. Now you're taking the best offensive player in Jacksonville and you're putting him against maybe the best matchup he could possibly have against the New York Jets this week. So there's no reason he shouldn't be in your lineup, and I think you're going to start to see the numbers out of him that we've been hoping for all year long and maybe didn't get as often as we wanted to. All right, Cynthia, who is going to lavish us with riches this week?
Well, I'm looking at a guy who actually does kind of have a baby face more than a doll face, because we're going to get off of that weird doll face nonsense. We're going to go with Justin Herbert, who faces the Houston Texans. This is going to be a good opportunity for that aggressive style of offense, meaning they go for it on fourth down, which means opportunities for you to get more points on the offense, meaning Justin Herbert is going to spoil you with tons and tons of fantasy points and not creepy doll face references.
Yeah, we can avoid that.
She's not creepy. I'm going to send you a photo of Dollface.
So,
She
okay,
looks like
Dollface.
Katy Perry.
Okay.
Dollface.
Dollface,
So now
Frank.
now you all out there know what happens during the breaks on this show when you guys don't see what we're doing.